Heart failure isn't just one simple problem. It's a complex clinical syndrome driven by an interplay of myocardial damage, vascular changes, neurohormonal activation, and hemodynamic stress. When we talk about HFrEF, or heart failure with reduced ejection fraction, our primary goals are simple: improve symptoms and keep patients out of the hospital, slow down or reverse cardiac remodeling, keep patients living longer. In this video, we are breaking down the 4 pillars of guideline-directed medical therapy, advanced drug options, device therapies, and when it's time to refer for advanced interventions like heart transplantation. Let us discuss the 4 pillars of GDMT Class 1 recommendations. Pillar 1, Renin-Angiotensin inhibitors, preferably ARNI. First up, RAS inhibitors, with ARNI being preferred over ACE inhibitors or ARBs. Mechanism: Valsartan blocks AT1 receptors, while sacubitril stops neprilysin, the enzyme that degrades beneficial natriuretic peptides, ANP, BNP, CNP. This combined action promotes vasodilation, natriuresis, and prevents adverse heart remodeling. Clinical impact: Sacubitril-Valsartan reduces cardiovascular mortality and HF hospitalizations by 20% compared to an ARB. Initiation: requires systolic blood pressure greater than 100 mm mercury. Important note: do not measure BNP to track progress on an ARNI, because sacubitril naturally raises BNP levels. Instead, track NT-proBNP, which is not degraded by neprilysin. Alternative: if ARNI is unavailable or unaffordable, use an ACE inhibitor or ARB, which reduce mortality up to 40% in severe cases. Watch out for angioedema risk. Pillar 2, beta blockers. Chronic sympathetic overactivation damages the heart muscle through necrosis and fibrosis. Beta blockers turn down this sympathetic tone and lower myocardial oxygen demand. Preferred agents: metoprolol succinate, carvedilol, or bisoprolol. Impact: 35% reduction in mortality and 40% reduction in rehospitalizations. Clinical pearl: EF may transiently drop when starting, but will improve over time. Caution: beta blockers are contraindicated in acute decompensated heart failure or cardiogenic shock. In patients with asthma, prefer cardioselective beta-1 agents like metoprolol or bisoprolol over carvedilol. Pillar 3, mineralocorticoid receptor antagonists or MRAs like spironolactone or eplerenone. Mechanism: aldosterone leads to sodium and water retention and cardiac fibrosis. MRAs block these receptors, reducing hypertrophy and fluid retention. Impact: reduces mortality by 24 to 30% in NYHA 2 to 4 patients with EF less than 35%. Tip: eplerenone has fewer endocrine side effects like gynecomastia or impotence compared to spironolactone. Check potassium less than 5.0 milliequals per liter and eGFR greater than 20 milliliters per minute before initiating. Pillar 4, SGLT2 inhibitors, dapagliflozin, ampagliflozin. Mechanism: originally for diabetes, these agents promote glycosuria and osmotic diuresis in the proximal renal tubules, decreasing preload and providing metabolic and kidney protective benefits. Impact: approximately 25% reduction in CV mortality or HF hospitalizations, regardless of whether the patient has diabetes. Secondary and additional pharmacotherapies. We can see here a quick summary table showing drug name, key indication, and benefit. Hydralazine plus nitrates added to primary therapy for patients self-described as Black with NYHA 3 to 4 symptoms or those who cannot tolerate RAS inhibitors. Reduces mortality by 43% in Black patients. Avabradine, a sinoatrial modulator, inhibits the funny channel in the SA node to lower heart rate without reducing contractility. Used if LVEF is less than 35%, resting heart rate is more than or equal to 70 beats per minute on maximal beta blocker therapy in sinus rhythm. If patients cannot tolerate therapy with a beta blocker, or if increasing the beta blocker dosage is ineffective, consider ivabradine as an alternative or additional treatment option to reduce heart failure-related hospitalizations. Digoxin helps reduce hospitalizations by 23% by improving symptoms, though it does not lower overall mortality. Vericiguat, a novel oral soluble guanylate cyclase stimulator that increases cGMP and sensitizes it to nitric oxide, promoting vasodilation and anti-inflammatory effects. Omecamtiv mecarbil, currently not FDA approved, a selective cardiac myosin activator that improved systolic ejection time and stroke volume in patients with HFrEF without increasing myocardial oxygen consumption. Device therapy, CRT and ICD. When medical therapy is optimized and structural issues persist, device therapy plays a critical role. ICD, implantable cardioverter defibrillator, primary prevention indicated if LVEF less than 30 to 35% on optimal GDMT with life expectancy greater than a year, reduces all-cause mortality by 23% by preventing sudden cardiac death. Timing: wait at least 40 days post-AMI or revascularization before evaluating ICD eligibility. CRT, cardiac resynchronization therapy, indicated if LVEF is less than 35%, sinus rhythm and left bundle branch block with QRF duration more than or equal to 150 milliseconds. It resynchronizes ventricular contraction, reducing mortality by up to 36%. Transcatheter edge-to-edge repair, or MitraClip, considered for secondary mitral regurgitation persistent despite max tolerated GDMT. When to refer to an advanced HF specialist? When primary and secondary treatments aren't enough, we use the "I need help" mnemonic to recognize advanced heart failure requiring specialist referral for advanced therapies like LVAD or heart transplantation. I1 to 4 inotropes, dependence on continuous inotropes. NYHA3 to 4 symptoms or elevated natriuretic peptides. End organ dysfunction, renal or hepatic failure. Ejection fraction less than 35%. Defibrillator shocks. Hospitalizations more than 1 in the past year. Edema despite escalating diuretic doses. Low blood pressure, persistent high heart rate. Prognostic medication down titration or intolerance to GDMT. To summarize, start the 4 pillars early. Optimize dosages every 2 to 3 months, avoid non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs, or non-dihydropyridine calcium channel blockers that worsen heart failure, and know when to refer for advanced care. If you found this clinical breakdown helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop any questions in the comments below. See you in the next video.